Welcome to Tabletop Gaming Guild. Tabletop Gaming Guild is all with experiences and memories that playing tabletop games with friends and families can create. Today we're looking After the Empire, designed by Evan Halbert, Ryan Malk, and published by Grey Fox Games. After the Empire is a worker placement game with a very tight economic strategy where being too successful can make it harder to survive. Like most worker placement games, you are going to be taking turns placing a single worker and taking the relevant actions until you've placed all your workers. However, then you go into the combat phase in which you are trying to defend your walls against semi-randomized attackers. Let's talk about some of the actions you can take during the worker placement phase. First off, you have your standard resource gathering locations. You can get iron, wood, or stone. You can trade money for resources and food, or trade food or resources for money. You can also levy taxes in the form of money and mercenaries or food. You can use food and money to hire refugees that give you extra actions or increase the effectiveness of specific actions. Or you can go scout, in which case you get an extra endgame objective for more scoring, as well as helping you in combat by defending your fields and allowing you to rearrange troops. You can spend resources to build buildings that give you all sorts of abilities, or you can go and hire mercenaries or troops. You also have actions on your personal player board that will allow you to improve your farms as well as defend them, build up your fort, or heal injured units. Next, we're going to go into the combat phase, and for the sake of this example, I have built up my fort to show you how it works. The first step that's going to happen is you're going to distribute all your warriors and mercenaries around your wall however you see fit. You have 4 walls to defend. You do not know yet necessarily what direction the armies are attacking from. Once everybody has decided how they're defending, you would then reveal the attacking armies. In the first round, you're only going to have one attacking army that's going to be pre-revealed prior to the worker placement phase. However, in future rounds, you'll be increasing the number of armies that are attacking, and only the one army will be pre-revealed. When you reveal these armies, you have to be careful not to alter their orientation. Because if you look at these army cards, you'll notice a few key details. The first is, on one side, it'll have the direction from which this army is attacking. So that means the orientation of this card is very important. Then below, they have the number of units they'll be attacking based on how much gold your kingdom has. So the more successful your kingdom is, the more attractive you are as a target for raiders. Let's go back to assuming we are in the first round, and so therefore only this one army is attacking. However, it only generates an army if you have 10 or more golds. You'll also reveal a siege card that will again determine the direction of an attack, as well as either damage your walls or give the attacking army ladders to bypass your walls. Let's say I did have 10 gold and therefore would have been attacked by this weakest army. So therefore, I would get attacked from the east by 3 swordsmen and 2 archers. Any unprotected field in which enemies appear is then damaged. If it was on the improved side, it just flips over. However, it's on the basic side, it then gets burned. You would then go into ranged combat in which archers would each do 1 damage simultaneously. Each of your warriors and your turret all count as 1 archer. So in this case, you would take out 2 enemy units, however, they would do 2 damage to you. So I'd lose this warrior, and it would damage my turret. Enemy damage tokens from the wall go into your stockpile to be recovered later, and any wounded soldiers go into your infirmary to be healed later. You would then get a chance to rearrange your units on your walls. So I could rearrange all to this one wall since all the attacks are from the one side. You would then go into melee combat. However, warriors on walls cannot participate in melee. So the enemy would actually be damaging your walls instead. If all of the cubes are removed from a turret or wall section, if they're wood, they get removed. And the wood tokens go into your stockpile. Stone turrets go in fire instead and can be repaired. If there are remaining enemies, you then go into another round of combat. In this case, there's no archers on walls on this side, so therefore no ranged combat would happen. You do movement, in which case the enemies, not being blocked by a wall, would go into your courtyard. Finally, you do melee once more and eliminate 1-to-1. If at any point there's enemies in your courtyard that have not been defeated at the end of a round of combat, you are sacked and have lost the combat. You would lose a significant amount of gold, plus take damage to a certain number of your buildings or refugees. However, you do get another worker for the next round. Once combat is finished, you would then award points to the person who has the most gold, then do income based on how many structures you still have remaining, harvest food from your farms, and then feed your warriors whether they're still healthy or injured. Finally, you would refresh the board to set up for the next round. After you refresh the board, you would advance the turn tracker, giving more potential points in future rounds, as well as unlocking more workers and increasing the number of soldiers that are going to attack. You will also advance the catapult, so in future rounds the minimum gold to attract armies is increased. So in this case, 13 gold is the minimum. Any army that has below 13 for their requirement will be attacking you. The game goes for 7 rounds, after which you would total up your final victory points. Victory points come from flags earned by being the wealthiest each round, basic and improved farms that are still intact, cards in your tableau, and your secret goals. That is how you play after the Empire. As I said in the beginning, this is a very tight game where it always feels like you have one action too few each round. So getting an extra worker for a round by getting sacked isn't always bad if you didn't lose too much gold in the process. The dynamic of the more gold, aka points, you have each round can increase the number of units you have attacking you, really makes it very interesting and very much a game of playing for moderation. You don't want to get too far ahead or you're going to be targeted, but you do want to make sure you're getting those points for being the highest. In this game, you're often your most successful when you're barely surviving. It also has a great table presence. The fort is fun to build up and looks really cool. You're left with an awesome looking player board at the end of the game, even if it's half destroyed. So if you like a game like that where it's challenging, thoughtful, with a bit of push your luck, with kind of gambling on which sides the armies will attack from, this is a really great game. If you're looking for an engine builder where you're going to feel powerful and feel like you can do a lot, this is not that. Hope that gives you a sense of what to expect from After the Empire. Thank you again for watching. Please join us again on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and other social medias. And please don't forget to like and subscribe.